What's up, everybody? Shawn, back from Switzerland, here for another live Live to Roll. We got Happy Halloween, everybody. It's a fun Halloween day. Tom couldn't make it, unfortunately, today, so it's just Bobby and I, and we're gonna do a little fun, maybe a little shorter Halloween special hangout. If you guys have any questions, pop them in the chat, let us know, and we're just kind of gonna hang out and do our Halloween thing. So, I'm Shawn. I'm a C5, C6 quadriplegic from a snowboarding accident 19 years ago, or coming up on 20 in January here. um,
First, I have to
Bobby.
say, Shawn, if you can take off your mask, it's just annoying me. It's really bothering me. Ah,
No, I'll take
that's
it.
that's the oldest trick in the book, or oldest joke of Halloween. Really, I should take off my mask. I'm Bobby Rohan, C5, C6 of 34 years here in Southern California. I don't know why I'm dark today. It's like weird. So
Halloween, I guess, man.
Halloween, I turned on an extra light. Who knows? It's the way of the sun, I guess. It was a beautiful day today. So went for a ride, then got a flat tire. So I thought like, oh yeah, it will take 2 minutes. And of course, when you think something's going to take 2 minutes, never does. So I went over to the bike shop. Hey, can you help me fix a flat? Yeah, give us like 15 minutes. And I'm like, oh. So, that 15 minutes turns into a half an hour. And then he comes out and he's like, hey, your tape inside that protects the tube from the hand rim of the screws in the hand rim. He goes, yeah, it's all messed up. I need to put new tape. I'm like, yeah, go for it. Just do it. So, so I rushed back, but I made it in time. So that's why we're a little bit late. What's up, guys? Hey, Grandma, Miss Grandma
Yeah.
Donna. And then we got Darren in the house. What's up? Boo.
Girl.
Happy Halloween. Quad Life, what's up, bud? How are you doing? Shout out. I do have, I didn't even tell Shawn this. We're giving away a free hat or a t shirt, a live to roll, your choice. Shawn, don't worry about it. I'll figure it out. But you got to figure out my costume. And if you were born before or after 75, you're not eligible. You have to be born before. So if you can figure out what I am, and don't Google it, but pretty much a hint of what I'm wearing, my costume of the day. This is about as dressed up as I get, Shawn.
Yeah, I actually had kind of thought about wanting to do something, but just getting back yesterday, I just was tired, and I was even supposed to make some stuff back here. My awesome girlfriend brought all the stuff over and had all these things to make cool spiders for back here, and I just was honestly so tired and didn't get up, and I'm a lazy ass and didn't do it. I'm sorry, that was my fault. But I'm like, I had a almost 26-hour day yesterday, and probably like 6 hours of sleep now, 6.5 hours of sleep, so I'm a little tired.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I mean, so we missed you last week, and I think Tom and I held down the fort just fine, and we came up with a good topic about some of the things we've learned and advice we give and advice we given. So,
I did
uh,
actually watch some most of it. I think the last little bit I ended up cutting out because I had to get going to the gym. But I was watching it when I was out there in Switzerland. I was when I was stretching and stuff. I watched that one. I watched Rolling Over the Hill and Tom's Gaming well, not the whole 3 hours of it, but
Tom, we love you, but man, 3 hours of video game, whew, 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 that's a long time. Um, but we held down the fort, but we want to hear about your trip. So, your first international trip, right?
that was
As
my first international trip, first time, yeah, leaving the country in the chair, um, and it was fun. It was really cool. It was about I actually thought it was like an 11-hour flight, or I mean a 13-hour flight, but the flight out there was only like just under 11, and the flight back was I think 11 and a half. Yeah, 11 and a half hours coming back. So I mean it's still super long. Plus we board the plane first and exit last. So I was on the plane for close to 13 hours, but 12 and a half hours plus. But it was fun. It was really cool. The tournament was awesome. So we got a few days in Switzerland, like in Zurich, beforehand, before we actually went to the tournament facility. And that was cool. We went to like the downtown, old town areas of Zurich, just kind of cruised around, checked out the streets. The one thing is, it's like really clean, nice. The upkeep is amazing out there. Like even all through the downtown areas, the train station, everywhere. Like there was no litter anywhere, like anywhere. Like there was.
That was it flat? Was it hilly? Was it bumpy?
It's fairly flat. Some of the downtown, like Old Town area, the sidewalk areas are kind of like cobble like rocks, but the street is smooth, and almost everybody was walking, and it's like a one lane little tiny street, like, and cars drive. That's the other thing. The pedestrian traffic is very like they're very aware and courteous for pedestrians, like, and I guess pedestrians have to be aware too because it's kind of just like a free for all on a lot of the streets and things and like crossings and different stuff like that. But it all went very smoothly and it was really good. Like we were just cruising in the middle of the street, like which is where everybody was walking and pushing and stuff. And then when a car would kind of come, everybody just kind of would part into the cobble, let the car pass, and but it was cool. And then the facility was actually the Switzerland Paralympic Center, and it's so think about like there. I don't think there's anything like it. There actually, I know there's nothing like it in the U.S. I don't know if there's anything like it in the world. Like it's like if they took the Craig whole rehab facility and everything, plus put like the Lakeshore Olympic Paralympic training facility into it, and then also threw in like a hotel, some restaurants, like a whole rehab, like a whole well, like the Craig is like a whole rehab center. They have living facility, like studios and suites and things. Like I talked to a guy out there that was injured a year and a half ago. He did his rehab out there at the rehab facility. I think they did like 6 months of like inpatient rehab stuff, but he's still a year and a half later has a studio apartment on the campus there, gets provided 3 meals a day, like little meal tickets he can take to the restaurants and get like whatever the couple different things they serve every day. Um, has like a really nice, fully accessible facility like that he lives in. I think he says he checks out January 24th, so next year. He has a couple months left, but he basically is going to end up spending close to 2 years at the facility in rehab, like all paid for by his insurance and the state, like the stuff out there. So it's different. It's like they
Wow.
take care of the disability community out there for sure. Um, and yeah, it's cool. So yeah, it was really nice. It was awesome place. It's on like a lake. You literally push down to like the surroundings are just it's incredibly beautiful. Like I actually wish I would have taken some of my phone pictures and uploaded them onto here. I just didn't. Like I said, I was tired. My brain is barely.
Next, we'll get in next week. We'll give you a break because you did just get in. I heard there was supposed to be a surprise, or they were going to do something. Luis and from our Rolling Over the Hill show, and your girlfriend had something set up. What was it?
They did. Well, she surprised me. I didn't know she was coming. She told me she wasn't going to be able to make it, and then was there to surprise me. But they
Oh,
also, my girlfriend, she's really funny, like really funny, and like likes to troll and make fun of us dudes. And so the van pulled up with one. There was like a love, like it said live to troll instead of live to roll. And then she had like sausage party pickup like on the back, like because she was picking, but all written all pretty in colorful markers on the glass, and a little rainbow next to like uh, a phallus object,
oh,
like. And it got a lot of attention at the airport. All the cops were like coming over, looking at it. We had to park there for a little while longer because we had to, there was a lot of us in chairs, a lot of us quads that went, and two of the quads, my buddy Mike and then Kyle, who's been on the show, and we all know from Triumph and been on here a few times. They were just traveling together and they didn't have any help, so we stuck around for Mike to go get his van from the parking lot, bring it back. Then we helped them load it up and get it. So we had to park there for like 15 minutes or so, and the cops were like, "Yeah, park that thing there as long as you want," because they were having a
Nice.
they were thinking it was hilarious. So, but that was my surprise. And not only that, she came out like I don't even want to get into all of it, but she came out in like a rooster mask and like with chicken stockings on,
Oh my God.
it was a whole funny. It was hilarious. It was fun,
That's
and but also sweet. She brought us like snacks and stuff like that, and but yeah, it was just all really funny. Just kind of like making fun of us, all of us dudes on the trip, and I don't know.
oh, that's great. We have Crypto Rob is in the house. Welcome, Crypto. We got Really Awesome Adventures. He's about to do uh, his first international flight to Rome. So good luck. And I got
Oh,
a couple
awesome.
questions about your actual flight. And then your mom wants to know, did you ride a train?
We
Um,
did.
so we'll talk about that. And then Daryl, the hint is I'm wearing the T-shirt. So try not to Google it. For anybody that just logged on and wondering what we're talking about, I have my costume on. You have to be born before 1975 to answer it, and you can win a Live to Roll T-shirt or hat of your choice. So if you can guess what I am,
Uh,
so international flight.
so
So
yeah. Uh,
Kath, or you don't Kath, you have your leg bag. So what did you do? Did you
but
do
what
mine?
I ended up just using a bedside drainage bag, the large bag. I
Okay.
put the bag into another bag so that you couldn't really see it. I had it just running down my leg. I put my hoodie kind of like over my lap anyway, so you couldn't really even see the tube coming out. And then yeah, I just had it hooked under my chair, rolling through, and then I ended up uh, just putting it like on the floor and seat in front of me for the plane ride and doing that. But Kyle actually did what you had set up. He waited till he got on the plane, and then he
Oh,
had my brother Jeff help him hook up a bedside bag into the end of his leg bag. Just
yeah.
kept the leg bag open, filled the bedside bag the whole time, and then just unhooked it at the end of the flight and threw it away, just like you were saying to do. So he did it that way. I just ended up having it on there. Uh, I didn't want to have to deal with yeah, I just if it did bump off and come loose or anything, I just
I would like
I
to
was
have done
worried.
it enough. Like sometimes, and Darren, I know you're born in '82, so yeah, you can answer. I'll let you. You're always here every week. Um, yeah, I know what you're saying. You fear it coming off. I've done it so many times. So like, if I'm gonna lay down in the afternoon, like there's some Sundays, I'm like, oh man, it would just be nice to get out of my chair. And the couch is just not my thing. It's just easy to get in, a pain in the ass to get out for me. So I'm always like, I'm just gonna go lay down. And the head of my bed, it comes up. So our leg bag is small. If you we have a certain type of brand. What's the brand called? Euro
Eurocare.
Eurocare, and it's like a little 16-ounce bag. It's like a kidney shape, and we wear it up on our thigh, and so it fills up fast. And so my wife will come in and hook that up for me, and so we've done it many times. Um, so yeah, little chicken. Um, yeah, so I'm used to it, and that's how we've done it the way Kyle did it, and he probably done it before. Did he ever say that or?
No, he had never done it before. I mentioned it to him, and he was like, "Oh yeah, cool." Because it was his first international flight as well. It was me, Kyle, Kevin. So the three of us. It was our first time from Northridge flying internationally like that. So it was an experience for all of us. We all kind of got to like do it together. And there was five of us on the flight together, which was cool. five quads, like on the flight with like it was fun. The one thing was so actually I did the customs things like I thought it was gonna be a lot harder and they were gonna be like going through all of our stuff and getting crazy with like customs and stuff. But actually that was not even nearly as bad as I thought. And then even coming back, they didn't check any of the stuff besides the basic, like thing. And then I thought it was kind of crazy and cool when you come back they're like roll up to a facial recognition camera, and the lady was just like, "Welcome back to the U.S., Sean Fluke." I didn't even have to show my passport. I was just like, she's like, "Yep, you're good." I was like, "Oh, okay." So like, yeah, when you come back to the U.S., they just do a facial recognition scan, and then it's like, boom, that's you. Okay, cool. Welcome back, and they just kind of send you like on your way. So that was cool. The one thing though in Switzerland, that for one, it's a lot different. The people are very friendly. They're very cool. Like it's a cool. They're just, everybody was super helpful. Like nobody was like attitude to help anything. Like, everybody was super cool. The only thing was they made me and Mike take our emotion wheels off because they're lithium ion batteries. So they couldn't go under the plane. They had to go up in the overheads, or just stay on the plane or whatever. So we put them into the overheads. But when they brought the planes, the chairs all up after, like they I guess didn't the people the staff didn't realize that those were wheelchairs, so like they were lost for a while because so they rolled us out on the aisle chair and they rolled us out into a like a drivable room, basically. Like it had a lift on the front of it, and then it was a big room with some seats and space in there for wheelchairs and stuff. They rolled us into there and they just transferred me and Mike into chairs that were in there, like onto the seats that were in there, and we just had to sit in those and while they taxied us around to the other side of the airport, and then they rolled us in like, which I will say that their airport chairs are a lot nicer than the ones that we have here in the U.S. at like all the airports, where it's just like that leather strap kind of shitty chair. They actually were much nicer chairs. They were like almost like an Invacare type of chair. Like there was foldable, like but like they were not they weren't terrible. So I couldn't push it because there was no rubber push rims and it was just super slippery. Like, um, but yeah, so we were in that for a little bit until they found our chairs. They tracked them down, brought them, and got everything. Uh, but it was like I said, everything was super accommodating. The one thing out there, the restrooms, all like the standard public restrooms, are non-accessible. So they have turnstiles because you have to pay to get into the restrooms.
Into a public or
Public restrooms, yeah, like at
yeah.
the mall, out in the street, like whatever, you have to pay. It's not a free. You can't pee for free. So
You can't, and you can't dump. Is there like, are you peeing or pooing? And is there a different charge?
no, there's no charge. There's no difference. It's just
It
and I
should
will
be.
say that when we were sitting outside of that little turnstile thing, out of like the 7 or 8 people that went through, I think like 3 of them paid. I saw so many people go under turnstiles, like deep. And then but they did have one room. We noticed there was like a handicap. They did have a handicap bathroom, like a huge, nice open stall, and that was free. The issue was you had to go into the mall, like to the information booth thing, and then have them come open the door for you and like
Yeah.
let you in and do the thing. So it just, but what ended up happening was a lady, like I think she worked there. She went in with the key and she came out, and as she came out, we just grabbed the door, like and didn't let it close all the way as it was closing behind her, and she walked away. So we just kept it open. But the thing was, well, you couldn't close it because it would have locked you in. It locked from the inside too. We heard her use the key to get out. So like you needed key in and out. So we just had to keep the door cracked, and my brother just like watched at the door while all 3 of us took turns going in and peeing one at a time into the handicap stall. So that was the one issue, was finding restrooms. But all the restrooms, when they were accessible, were literally like giant, open, like great restrooms. Like they were fully accessible, big, like separate, rooms for your like for disability. So that was cool. Um,
So Quad Life, it is from a movie. Ben, yes, you can answer it. No, I'm not Nerd Sky. and it was not from a college movie guy that drank beer. No, but it is from a movie. Try not to Google it, but if you don't
Try
know
not
what
to.
we're talking we are giving away a hat or a shirt, live to roll, if you can guess what it's from.
Uh, so,
But
so you doing anything for Halloween tonight? You guys just do you
no,
guys get trick or treaters in the area?
we didn't get anything last year or probably even the year before, especially during COVID. I don't like wearing costumes. I'm uncomfortable. A lot of times they're itchy or smelly if you're wearing a mask. I have that fear of clowns. I can't stand clowns.
Really?
Yeah, I hate clowns because yeah, they're painted with a happy face, but you don't know who they are. Like it just bugs me when I see masks or clowns. It's just like, ugh, because I don't know their face expression. I mean,
Ah,
yeah, you put on a smiley face, but man, I like, I'm a poker player, you know, and so I like to see some face impressions, and so yeah, of course, the It movies and the books,
so it
no,
scares the crap out of you. I take it.
oh yeah, no, I didn't even watch it. I read the book a long time ago, and maybe that was from it. I don't know. I think it was more from the circus when when I was small and the clown was trying to make me laugh or something. I was just like, dude, and he smelled or something. And remember this smell and this odor, and I'm like, and he's just like, into my face. I'm like, get away from me. No, we're not doing this. So I don't like clowns. When I was a kid, I enjoyed the Halloween from getting
Yeah.
some candy, but I never loved dressing up. I'm just
Really?
like, oh, I just can't stand it. And I think I did go to a Halloween party, two of them, since I've been in a chair. One, I dressed up and I wore a shorts, USA swim shorts, like, and they were like board shorts, I guess you can say, and they said USA on them. Um, and then I wore like a tight shirt, and then I made 7 gold medals and put a swim cap on. So, can you guess who I was?
Michael Phelps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I go to a party like that, and then I went to a party. My wife dressed up as Cher, and so I just put on like a ski vest. I had a ski vest and ski goggles around my neck, and then we put all these branches, tucked into the around me, and then I made, I got we did cut our cut uh, cut cardboard, and then wrapped them with tinfoil to make skis that we strapped around my feet so it looked like snow skis, and then paint my face like dead white, so it was dead with branches. Can you think of who I was?
Oh, what's his name? The got in the ski accident. I can't.
Yeah, Sonny Bono.
Sonny
Sonny.
Bono. I was like Sonny
Yeah.
Bono.
Everybody thought like, are you trying to be a pothead? I'm like, what? Like
Uh,
snow skis, ski goggles, pot. Where
uh,
do you get pothead?
I used to do more dressing up. It's been a few years since I have, and that was just because I guess I just got lazier and I just didn't really have as much help and like people to do it with and stuff. This year I wish I would have done more. Um, yeah, I just the Switzerland trip kind of messed me up a little bit for this month because there was so much prep and planning going into it, and then I got back literally like last night, like the night before Halloween. It was just hard to do a lot of stuff. But I do like Halloween. It's a fun holiday. It's cool. I like the dress up stuff. I like the decorations and things. And I have had some pretty cool ones. I think my best to date wheelchair costume, and I'll have to find a picture if I could post it on here. But
Oh yeah.
I think it is on my Instagram from years ago. But I did a Zoltar costume. Zoltar, the fortune telling machine from Big.
Oh, I think I remember
I made
that.
it out of cardboard. I just had like a cardboard box with cutouts, a little glow stick light above my head, so it like lit down green, like just and it was cheap and easy to make. It was like cardboard, the glow stick. Like we wrote like with gold paint the Zoltar on the top. My like hair turban thing was a towel from the hotel room I was staying in. Like I literally bought nothing. Like I was like, yo, just use that towel. Wrapped it on my head, and made it like the Zoltar. I fully yeah, and I won the costume contest. It was like at this like bar thing back. It was probably 10 years ago now or more. Um, but yeah, I won like a $250 gift card for my Zoltar.
Yeah, hence my costume. Like the party we went to where I was Michael Phelps because he had just won. The guy who wore, I think, the Ted Bundy shirt, that the club they had for the men's club, No Moms or
Uh,
No Mans, he wore that shirt and he won the best costume. I'm like, what? What the hell? Hey, thanks, Sarab, for the $10 super chat. Really appreciate
and
it.
yes, I did bring back some chocolate. I got a chocolate bar for you, Sarab. I got you, bro.
Uh, and then, no, it is not a comedy movie. It's not nothing to do with Adam Sandler. So it's a movie before 1980. I'll put you that way. And one of the actors, it's like his first hit big role before he went on and did a bunch of other big roles. So that's all I can tell you. So I do have a question. Were you able to smuggle any of your vapes,
My medication.
medication?
I did bring some vape medication and some edibles with me and back. So because I didn't, like I didn't use everything, um, and instead of throwing it away, I just packed it back up and brought it back.
You put it on your carry-on or your
I had it in both because it says right on the Swiss Air thing that they don't like e-cigarette batteries are not supposed to be below the plane, just like no lithium ion batteries. Basically, they want under the plane. They want them inside the cabin. So it said to put them in your carry-ons if you have an e-cigarette. So I just put them in, um, in the carry-on. I put the extra cartridge thing I had, the vape, the thing that's not the battery part,
uh,
just in my regular suitcase. But the battery I just kept in there. Um, so I just try to follow all their rules and regulation. I don't want to be the
hey,
reason why.
I'm proud of you for reading all the regulations on that. I probably would, I always,
Eh,
when I have, no, it's not Greece. It's not from Greece. Um, I, uh, I usually put it in my men's bag. So,
yeah, with the bathroom stuff and things
yeah,
like yeah,
yeah. So,
because yeah, they don't really typically go through a lot of that
yeah, and
stuff.
there's a side little hidden pocket in there. I love it. So I've stuffed my cartridge in there when I
But
have
yeah,
tried it.
I honestly didn't really even hide the stuff. Like I just put it right in there and just kind of like it was just in my backpack. And
Is it legal there? Can people do it there?
so I did look up those laws as well. They do have like they just in the last like 5-10 years, I think they've started to do more legalization as far as medical and recreational like use and stuff, and decriminalization as far as like a lot of like like low like as long as you're not smuggling or like bringing large amounts of thing. Like if it's like small level, like same as here, most places here, even where it's not legal, a lot of places have decriminalized, like under an ounce or under certain amounts, and that's the way it was kind of out there. It was decriminalized.
That's a
Uh,
good guess. Not the Outsiders. I'll give you one last hint.
the
It's a sports
outsiders.
movie. It's a sports movie. So. And Saraba, if you just joined us, I'm wearing a T-shirt. Guess the movie that it's from. We're just going with that now. But you can Google it, Sarab. I don't want you Googling it
No
or what.
cheating.
No cheating. It's
Uh,
it's probably my top five. It's my top five movie.
really?
Maybe top three for me. For me, and it inspired me a lot when I was young. When I saw it, it was amazing. And like so, I do have to say, three of the actors did go on to do some big stuff. One was Major. He was a major actor that everybody would know his name. The other one, I'll give you this other hint. He played in Home Alone. Let's just put it that way. He played in Home Alone, and another guy he's always played, not Mean Machine. He's always played like uh, the backup cop. Like he was always when there's a movie, and he's always like the other detective, or he's always right there next to them when they're undercover, and he's really short. And in the movie, it's a big thing how he was, brought up how he was short and made fun of him a lot. So,
Talking about Joe
not,
Pesci.
but that not, nope. He played, the opposite guy next to Joe Pesci. So that's a big one.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's see if we get anybody that actually is it a basketball movie? Quad Life asked.
Mm-mm. Nope. Probably can't see it, but well, I'll give you a hint. It's that type of movie.
Uh,
That's
yeah,
all. I'm not saying it.
it's a what type of movie?
It's in my background. That's all I'm going to tell you.
Oh, a bike movie.
What are you saying? You're not playing, John. Or maybe you can. So it's a
Uh,
cycling movie. Yes,
so
it
Rob
is.
says he knows the movie is not from his age range.
Bro, you don't know the movie. You probably Googled it. That's what I know. You have not seen this movie. Hardly anybody's seen this movie. I don't
uh,
know
I was like,
how
I'm
popular.
actually trying to think of. I'm like, have I seen it? I don't know if I have.
I love
Um,
it. This is great.
uh,
T-shirt.
yeah, man, free T-shirt. That's a good prize. I know we got to send something too to that one kid from my teammate that was from over the line. Um, you you probably
Oh,
must have gotten that when we were
yeah.
there.
Thank you for reminding me. What's his name? Thomas.
Yeah,
Thomas.
Thomas.
Thomas. Yes, we do. Remind me after we're done to get you the address. Or
Yeah,
didn't I give you the address?
I don't think you so. Maybe
No, it's
maybe you
not.
did text me and I just forgot. But
Yeah, who knows? I'm probably forgot to text you. It's
Renee
William.
asked if William Defoe's in the movie.
Was busy watching Baywatch when I was young. It's before Baywatch. Before Baywatch. Not Murderball. Before 1980. Murderball came out in like 97, 99, something like
Yeah,
that.
something like that.
98, 99, I think.
That was early 2000s.
Or yeah, probably even that.
Because I think it was like around the time I got injured. I feel like. Uh,
Mm.
well, at least I remember it like when I was first injured. I don't know.
They were telling you about it.
Yeah, people telling me
Yeah.
check it out and stuff. So, um,
So, how'd you guys do as a rugby team? Let's talk about that.
as a rugby team, I feel like we did pretty well. We went 3-3 for the weekend. We finished sixth in the tournament out of the 9 teams. We could have maybe gotten fifth. The final game we played against the Munich, Germany team. There's actually 2 teams from Germany, the Munich team and another German team. And we lost to both of the German teams, but both by like 2, 3 points. They were both just really tight back and forth games where it was like 1 point up, 1 point, like just you know how rugby goes. Like you get like you're up 2 or 3 points, and then like you have 2 turnovers that are stupid as shit, and then all of a sudden the other team's up now one, and it's just like and it's like it was kind of like that back and forth, back and forth. And then yeah, we kind of took like a little team vote before the last game, like because our starting lineup, the main four starting lineup, was a really strong starting lineup. We had a really because one of the
So
guys. So one of the guys we had four. So in low point rugby, you can have 3.5 points, which is I'm a point five, so I take up a half of one of those points. Um, but point fives usually aren't that strong. Like me and Bobby are not usually like the fastest players. Well,
and
see,
I'm not
that's what's
and I'm not even a point five anymore.
I know you'd be a zero now. You'd
I'm
be
a
but not actually. You wouldn't be at these. The international tournament didn't give the age reduction, so it didn't matter. You got no age. Girls still got a half a point down, but so females got the half point reduction, but age did not. They don't care if you're old or not. They're like, yeah, you're playing, you're here, no reductions. But so our
I
lineup was
wish the U.S. has to figure out another way to bring old people into it.
yeah. Uh, and that's what made our lineup super strong is this guy Brian we played from he plays for Phoenix. He was a one for over like for like 10 years about. And then somehow and he thought he was permanent. He's like, "No, I'm a permanent one." He had been classed 3 times as a one. But they came to him and were like, "No, we're going to reclassify you." And they bumped him down to a point five. And he's like a strong one. So as a
Yeah,
point five, he is an extremely dominant player. So we actually kind of were playing like a half a point up because we put him in the starting lineup with him and Mike DeYoung as the 2.5s, which those are 2.5s that are like two of the
yeah,
top in the USA. Like those are two of our best point fives we have if Brian's as an actual point playing as a point five. And they just really were able to dominate and do a lot. And our other players are really good too. But anyway, so what happened in the last game? We kind of just took a vote. If we get down a little bit, let's just go team. Like the team was just like, all right, fuck it. Like everybody gets some more play time. It's the last game of the tournament. Let's make sure everybody's getting in there and getting on the court and getting like
yeah.
some good stuff.
Oh,
And I will say, so I probably had the highlight of my international rugby career. I went in during the game against Sweden, Finland. It was like a mixed team because they were both kind of small. Like
yeah.
so, yeah, we were against the Swedes and the Finlands, and we were up on them. We were doing pretty well. So like I was playing good, and Brian actually we go up, boom, good play. I turn like out of the play, and Brian just looks up at me and just shoot. He's like, and I like because I am the weakest player on the team because I'm the third point five we have, and because there was only three of us point fives, and like obviously the point five is the lowest position, and our other 2.5s were dominant. But I'm like I would consider myself still like above average as far as point fives in the US. Like,
Yeah,
but anyways, Brian shoots me the ball, and I just had an open lane. Like I was like 20, 30 feet from the goal, and then somebody else set a pick. I got a goal. I was like, hell yeah, score. I was like, felt good. I was like, I got a point. Like cool. Like because I don't get a lot of points. They do their inbound pass. Ball comes loose and drops right in front of me. I'm like 5 feet from the goal. Swoop the ball up, roll in again. Boom, 2 points in like 20 seconds, back to
oh,
back. And then next play, they turn the ball over. Brian tips the ball, grabs it, and shoots it back to me again. Where I'm like 20 feet out. Boom, pushed in. 3 points in under a minute. I was like hat trick, and like
wow.
our whole bench was like going nuts over there. Like Fluke, give Fluke the ball. Give Fluke the rock.
Oh, nice.
And it was like it was seriously. I felt so good. I was like, oh my god. I was like, yeah. I was like 3 points. I was like, I felt so good. Like the rest of the tournament.
Yeah,
Like I was just like, that was my highlight. That was it. Like boom, right there, back to back to back.
that is
And yeah, it was cool. So and in an international tournament like that, I've always wanted to be able to play for like Team USA, and we might not have been Team USA, but we were the team from the USA representing the United States at the tournament. So like, I feel like
nice.
it's kind of like that's what my girlfriend was saying too. Like Leah was saying, like yeah, I did kind of get to do my dream of like playing a USA, like
Yeah,
tournament. So
yeah,
yeah, it's cool.
that is awesome.
Pretty cool. It was fun. And yeah, that was probably the highlight for sure for me, just getting those. And then I even should have had a fourth point a little later in the game. I picked the ball up on my wheel and I was rolling across the line with it pinned against my wheel, but the defensive player put his hand on the ball, didn't knock it loose. Like I had control of it, but because he had his hand on the ball, the ref
Jump.
called it dual possession, and he didn't give me the point.
Uh,
He was like, "No, it's no point. You didn't have the full control." I was like, "What?" I pulled it in. But my coach, the we had this guy, Coach Steve Curley, awesome dude from Houston area, been playing a long time. He kind of played and coached for us, and he's like, I got you, Fluke. He's like, that was the fourth goal. He's like, you got four. It's like, all right. That was my best game for sure because I got a lot of playing time. I played like the whole second half of that game, and yeah, it was cool. It was fun.
yeah, I have one long time ago in the finals, so it's always great to have those memories and just when you for a point five, it's kind of like watching your average linebacker or your center. Their name is not called much in
No,
football, so it's a what would you say, a thankless job because and more we get kind of like yelled at and a lot from our high, picker guy or high level guys because they're like, set the pick. Oh,
yeah,
and then even half the time you're frustrated because you're like, why didn't you follow me? And especially if you played with Terry, Terry Nelson and
Terry Lux
Weasel,
Weasel, yeah.
just like I got everything lane open, you can come around, and next thing you know, they're going the opposite way, and I'm just
Yeah,
like,
that's
are you kidding me?
so that
So
was also one thing I really enjoyed because like you kind of know from Northridge, like we've always had the coach Mike Doom, super nice guy,
I
great
love them.
dude, but as far as like real active coaching and like holding you accountable and stuff, he was never really doing like that kind of stuff. And Curly this weekend, our coach was he was holding people accountable, man. If you weren't pushing, if you were doing something like you were getting pulled, you were putting on the and he would but he wouldn't be like a real mean about it. He would pull you over and tell you like, I'm sitting you on the bench because you weren't pushing or you weren't doing this or whatever it was, like, and kind of be like, pick that up, like do that, like, and try to like teach you that lesson or whatever. So I enjoyed that. I enjoyed having that coaching, like really like somebody really like and the one thing I didn't, well, it might have been because I'm the point five and I'm kind of, he didn't expect a whole lot from me, but I didn't get bitched at all. I didn't get any like lecture or yelled at. That's the one thing I do pride myself on is like I will keep pushing like my chair. Like I'm not gonna, like I'm not gonna just sit and watch the play. Like I will push and I will follow and I will try to get on top of the play or whatever I need. Like I keep pushing my chair. So like I'm not like you just sit on the court or like wait for things. And so that's what I think all he really cared about. He's like, yeah, I was active. I was constantly trying to get to my position, transition where I needed to be. And yeah, so that's I was like, all right. I was like, everybody else is getting lectured at. Like I'm not.
Love it, love it.
But no, it was really fun. It was really cool.
Did you get like, were you in half the time or
Um, for the
time?
for like four of the games, I probably played close to at least a quarter to a half.
Mhm.
Only one game, the one Germany game, I actually didn't really play much. A lot that was mostly the starters the whole time because it was like that back and forth. We'd go up 1 point, they'd go up 1 point, we'd go like just that constant thing, and we didn't want to like lose too much ground. Um, so the starters, we just kind of all of us on the bench are like, yeah, just keep if you guys got it, like we're but that's the thing is too when you're on the bench and stuff like that with rugby, like if you're one of the players that doesn't get a lot of playing time, like I anytime I wasn't in the game, I was watching the shot clock, I was yelling out times like, when you got 15 seconds left on the shot clock or like how much time is left in the quarter or like anything like that, like just things I can do to still be involved and helping the team to get a win. So
And a lot of times that's a very important rule. Um, to like look, you know and especially there's a lot of playing when the clock is not running.
oh
you
yeah,
have
you have to
you have
transition,
that's
move.
one thing I didn't know early on in the game, and then eventually learned it real fast because all of a sudden next thing I know I get hit over the line and they're like, Oh, Rohan, go in the box. And you're like, but, and, the big guy just came and rammed me and I wasn't paying attention. Didn't
Yeah.
know what he was doing. Like, what are you doing? And then, oh, Rohan in the box. And it's like, oh man, I gotta be on this. And then when there was a timeout or anything, I'm positioning myself, looking for that fast to medium guy to set a pick. It's so important. And then especially important to when you're shot clock or uh, positioning, it does help.
Yeah, no, all that stuff. It's so important in the game, especially for us, for the point fives, the low pointers. So yeah, it's cool. I love the game, honestly. Rugby, like, did change my life in the beginning. That's how I really gained a lot of my independent skills and stuff, was by watching the other guys, playing rugby and stuff. Um, yeah, yeah, it was cool. It was a really great experience, honestly. It was cool. I am glad I got to do it. Um, it's tough being away for that long. The travel and stuff was hard and everything, but it was a really great experience to have, good memories to have and stuff. Now
Were you able to sleep?
sleeping was okay. So that was the other thing too. Like the first few nights we were there, when we were just staying in Zurich at like a airport hotel, and we stayed there because it was right by a tram station we were able to get on and off of, and then take that like kind of down into the city. And it was just conveniently located right by the airport too. Go back and forth. Because we got picked up at the airport for the facility, but the rooms were a little bit smaller than like the U.S. rooms are, like hotel rooms, and they're all twin beds, two twin beds. So like, and they were like 4 inches apart from each other in the room. So it's like,
Ooh, real close there.
yeah, no, like, so like if you were by yourself, you could stick those together and have yourself a nice big bed, I guess. But with two people, it's a little bit tight. And I'll be honest, I haven't been in a twin bed since like hospital times. So dressing myself in things, my elbow kept slipping off the side. Like my leg kept falling off the side the one night. Like it was just like hanging off into my spokes like 3 different times. I had to wake my brother up because it was like jammed in my spokes. Um, I did not really enjoy the twin bed very much. Um, so that part sucked, but they were a good height. They were a perfect height for transfer for the chair, that was one benefit. I was like, okay, that's cool. The mattresses were super hard. That was one thing that wasn't great, but it was cool. And then the rooms, we had all had roll-in shower accessible rooms. I will say that the roll-in shower was a little bit tight. Like it was a smaller roll-in space, but like it was nice. It was very, like, had the fully accessible everything. Now I'm gonna say the rooms at the Paralympic Center, that place is incredible. So they're giant doors to get in. Like literally, doesn't matter how wide your chair is, you could get in. Like you could pull
Right.
in. Like it's massive, huge, nice hallway. Everything's automated in, not only in your room, and like at least for coming in the hallway and in the bathroom, all automatic lights. Like outside the room into the hallways are all automatic, like energy saver lights. So as soon as you open the door, sometimes the lights are off, and then boom, they all come on, and then you
Mhm.
roll down or whatever. The bathroom was giant and accessible, hugest roll-in shower you can imagine, pull-in sink, great toilet setup. Everything was great. The beds had remotes for elevation to make them go up and down, so whatever your transfer height was, like, so you can. It started pretty low, and then it went up like probably about 10 inches or so. It had like a decent height range. It could adjust itself, or you could adjust, so like whatever you needed to transfer for. Like the blinds were automatic on remote. It had a patio, like a balcony with like an automatic big ass awning that comes off of that because it snows and things in the winter. And then when you're on the balcony, you have a view of the lake and like the town on the hillside. Like it's just, and behind that you can see the Swiss Alps. Like behind the hillside is like just the mountain range of the. It was honestly incredible. This place, like the facility was like the nicest thing I've ever seen as far as any type of disability center anything goes. Like it was by far the nicest place I've ever um, been able to see. And all the water that comes out of the tap out there in Switzerland is from like crystal glaciers. It's all
Glaciers.
pure, clean, great. Like everybody there was like, "Oh, just drink your tap water." Like we were like, "You get bottled water." They're like, "Oh yeah, but you can drink your tap water." Like it's glacier water. It's probably better than what's in the bottle. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
and like all their the system and stuff is all just really efficient and done like it tasted clean, like it tasted like good water, like and yeah, just right out of the sink, like so it was cool. Oh,
awesome.
another thing that this facility had, we all had our own locker rooms, giant big locker rooms. They had their own little toilet stall bathroom, huge roll-in shower space area if you needed it, like another room off the locker room. And every one of their accessible bathrooms with like the toilet space stalls were giant. Like they had one in each locker room, and they had probably a dozen of them out throughout the facility, like just right outside the locker rooms. Everyone had an overhead Hoyer attachment clip that was built into the system up above, so you could like if you had your own little Hoyer sling, you just clip it in, and it has a remote thing to get you onto the toilet if you needed to. Um, like every yeah, like the facility was incredible. Like I don't even. I did get some stuff with the 360 camera. I tried to roll through some parts of it. Like I couldn't honestly do it all. And a lot of it too is crazy because it's multiple buildings and it snows there a lot. So it has all these underground passageways. Like everything is built underground. There's elevators to underground things like, and you could travel all through the facility underground.
That's
It's amazing.
amazing.
Yeah.
Wow,
Uh,
that's amazing. Hey, I know you're tired, and you were
yeah.
hoping that we were gonna not draw this out too long, and we're getting about into an hour. I'm gonna give you guys a hint, then we're gonna talk about our sponsors. So if you want to win a Live to Roll hat or T-shirt, guess the movie that my T-shirt is from. The main character was Dennis Quaid. There you go. So let's talk about our sponsors because without our sponsors, Shawn would not be able to continue giving back to you guys. So we have mobility professionals. If you're here in the Southern California area, please check out mobility professionals for all your urological needs and your wheelchair needs. They're there for you. They're represented by us. They have employees there that know what you need. And if if you're here in the Southern California, stop on by or give them a call. They come out to you. And then we have, if you're not here in our area, in the Southern California area, urology professionals for your urology needs. Um, we had a couple of our viewers had switched over. It took about 15 minutes, and they ship anywhere in the United States. We'll have to ask them if they go to Switzerland. So I don't know if you told people about your littoral in Switzerland, like, oh, check me out, or guys from Germany or the other countries, but definitely, hopefully, you spread the word
I
out
did
there.
try to talk to a few. Some of the people didn't speak English, so that was I was like I wasn't. But some of the English speakers, yeah, I gave some live to roll stuff out there. So hopefully,
You you
some
live
international.
you live to roll. Watch. No, I'm kidding. So
Uh,
no, not the Streets of Fire. Um, yeah. So without them, thank you so much,
yeah, we really
Doc.
appreciate our sponsors.
Yeah. Um, so we'll give you guys a couple more minutes. Food for thoughts. Hopefully, everybody has a safe trip out there. A trip, when I say trip out there for Halloween, if you're going out for Halloween, I think probably most of the parties were over the weekend if you're our age of 30 and above. So, Donna, mom, she got it. Breaking away.
My home. Oh, nice.
Yep. She asked Michael. Breaking Away. The movie is called Breaking Away. Um, it's uh, it's
Yeah,
a
my brother.
movie. Yep, it's a movie about four college students. Dennis Quaid. Daniel Stern is the one who played the opposite of Joe Pesci in um, Joe Pesci and Home Alone. And the little guy, he's never a main character, but he's played a bunch of, in detective movies. So, your
I
grandma,
don't think I've seen it.
you don't get a T-shirt. So it is. So it's about four college, not college. They didn't go to college, so they're called cutters, and they're in a little town in Bloomington, Illinois, and they hang out at the quarry all day, and all of a sudden the college guys come in to play and uh, are swimming in their swimming hole that their dads had built of this quarry. And if you don't know what quarry is, it's where they dig out rocks and then they filled it up with water afterwards.
Corey. Sorry.
Quarry.
I always. Sorry. Go ahead.
Was I saying it wrong or?
No, no, that's because I always like I just like it's like I always want to say Corey, but it's like the name, but it's like Quarry because it's spelled Quar, like
Quarry.
never mind. It's just one of those words.
It's cool.
You
But
Go
one of
ahead. Sorry.
the character who did not become the main character who did not really come popular as an actor that I know of, maybe played in other things, but he was, he loved to bike ride and he loved the Italian racing team. And so hence he's biking everywhere and his buddies pick him up and put the bike, Dennis Quaid has, the cool Chevy SS10 or no, not SS10, Chevy Nova and puts the bike on top of his car on a bike rack and and every time they go by a college town, they get, they make fun of them, they make fun back, and then one of the cutters, the guy who's a cyclist, falls in love with, one of the gals who's going to college, and he's got a thing for her, and uh, it turns out that there was a big bike ride race that he did because the Italians came into town and he was staying up with them. Don't spoil the movie. Go watch the movie. There you go. And the Italians cut him off, and he's like wants to give up on cycling. But the cutters are known as nothing in the town, so they decide to ride in the. It's called the Little Indy 500 in a cycling race. Watch it. It will make you cry. It's an older movie, so it doesn't have the flares like you see now, but it's a classic. I love it. So
Nice. Yeah,
so
that's cool.
Michael, you don't get a T-shirt. Sorry.
Uh, we'll hook him up next. I think he got a T-shirt when we were in Phoenix. My
Maybe
mom might have paid for it
maybe
though.
when it comes when you guys come to Friendsgiving, I can uh, give something out and you can take it to
Yeah,
them.
and yeah, shout out anybody else. I need to with a flyer up here to share, but our
Yeah.
Friendsgiving is coming up in a few weeks. If you are in SoCal and want to come out to support, we're just kind of doing it to help raise some money. Um, so at the end of the year, we finish not in too much credit card debt. And yeah, just to do some stuff tomorrow for next year and everything. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. We're gonna be hanging out at Bobby's house. We're gonna have good food. Be hanging out. We actually got Lakers tickets donated again for the raffle ticket. So we have another set of Lakers tickets to give out. Trying to get some other prizes we can give out for some raffle prizes as well. So we'll have like a little raffle you can buy tickets for there, and it'll be a fun, good time with us. So come hang out.
That's November 18th.
November 18th. Yep.
It's a
Saturday
Saturday.
before Thanksgiving. So, Friendsgiving right before the Thanksgiving.
We
So,
will have
please come out, hang out. It's going to be fun.
we'll have a
You can buy tickets on our online store at livetroll.org. You can click the link, just click the store. And
and you might not have won a T-shirt today or a hat, but check out our store and buy a hat, buy a T-shirt. Everything helps. If you can't be here for Friendsgiving or at the end of the year, these are cool hats. They're comfortable. I'm going to request another run of these hats. I know
I have those, but they're a little bit lighter gray now, so we'll just hook you up the lighter gray one. It's
Uh,
just a slightly lighter shade of gray.
I'll darken it up somehow. So,
Just get it dirty, wear it a lot.
all right. So, oh, hold on. Before on tomorrow, hopefully Tom's feeling better. I might have had something going on, but we're hoping that it will be back tomorrow and we can have, if you want to put it up, Tom and his T Fizzle playing his games tomorrow, and he will be live. So here we go.
5 p.m.
Hold on.
Byvoicey.network.
Oh, oops, I forgot to hit pause. Or this.
Shall we play a game?
There we go.
All right, Bobby's got the sound effects on lock over, so I'm gonna have to figure out the sound effects.
I'll send them to you. You got to chop them up to get rid of the
So that's
so if,
awesome. So check
yeah,
out Tom's gaming tomorrow. Hopefully he will be on and feeling better, and be up for it tomorrow. So
if you had to log off to go to sleep, but I had that all prepared for last week, so I was able to play it.
I did hear the gaming one. I heard you play the one game one, yeah, which is
This
awesome.
one? You mean this one?
Shall we play
Yeah,
a
that
game?
one.
I'm so proud of
Uh,
myself.
Hell Wheels. Yes, Rob. There is a Shopify store. And the link is actually for the Shopify store is on our regular livetroll.org website. It's just linked in through the store there. If you click on the store, it takes you to Shopify. Um, and yeah, my grandma said Live to Roll gear makes a great Christmas gift.
Absolutely does.
Um, so yeah, so check it out. We do have a bunch of stuff on there if you guys want to look it up. And yeah, I got to get the sound effects on. We'll have to get these downloaded so I can put them into the system here.
There you go. I'll send them to you. And then on Thursday, it's the beginning of November. Believe it or not, we are last day of October, and it is our women's group, or I should say show, not group, but women's show with Brianna and her friends. She does an excellent job reaching out, getting new and great, interesting guests all the time with great topics. I'm so proud of her, and she does a great job. You don't have to be a female to check them out. Some of the stories just relate to both of us. And,
Yeah, they're really great.
yeah, men and women. So check Brianna out this Thursday. They do 3 o'clock.
So yeah, that's the one starts a little earlier.
303, 305 sometimes, but
True.
yeah, around there. No, giving you girls a hard time. They gotta powder up and all that stuff. So
I know we just come on looking like scruffy, ugly dudes.
usually I tell the funny joke to get these guys cracking up before we hit live. So that's what I love to do.
But yeah,
Um,
check the women out this Thursday.
and then we're going to be back next Tuesday with Tom. We're here every Tuesday at 3:30. So check us out next week. We'll have a great. Do we have a topic next week already planned?
I actually don't have one fully planned out, but I have a list of stuff I'm trying to do. So I'll start
Okay.
to put that together today.
Yeah, you
Honestly, I kind of fell behind on a lot of stuff I should have been doing just with the
well,
trip and stuff.
you guys still love us. I know that. And then next week, gaming. But then we have rolling over the hill. We are the second and fourth Thursday when the women are not on. It's us old geezers coming on and uh, complaining. No, not always complaining. We had a great one. If you didn't see it last Thursday, we had Frank the Tank,
That was
who
cool.
is a C56 quadriplegic that does jeeps. He does rock crawling with his jeeps, and amazing how he's so steady with that and how he gets in and out of the jeep. Just amazing. And he's dating somebody who also has a disability. She's a paraplegic, and they both make it work and drive that Jeep all over. So check out that show. There's lots of pictures and videos that you get to see him doing this stuff, and it's amazing.
Yeah, that's a really cool setup he has. It's awesome.
Yeah,
So it was cool hearing like how he did, yeah, how he has sensitized steering on those, but not his regular cars and stuff like that.
and maybe at the beginning of the year we can bring him back on a Tuesday show. So
Yeah,
you missed it.
So that'll be cool. But yeah, great show. So yeah, guys, check us out. We'll be back. Wednesday, Thursday, pretty much every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, every week. We got
Wait,
something coming. Good content for you guys. Check us out. Make sure you subscribe. Click that little bell if you want to get those notifications.
button.
So, and click the like button. The likes always do help. So thank you. We appreciate you guys, and we will see you next week. Live to roll, everybody.
Live to roll.